Alright. Do me a favor. Put your phone in your pocket.
Alright. I'm on your phone.
Hang up.
Hey, I gotta let you go. They're letting me. I don't know what they're gonna do. So I'll come to you.
Do you have a latex info?
No.
Is that latex info?
No.
Do me a favor. Put your hands on your head. You're not under arrest, but I do have to detain you.
Alright.
Alright, man. You got anything that's gonna poke me, stick me, stab me?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Alright. Do me a favor. Walk up to the hood of my car.
On August 19th, 2022, bail recovery agent Anthony Harper approached a citizen outside of a convenience store in Youngtown, Arizona, and after identifying himself as, quote, Officer Harper with the state of Arizona, placed him in handcuffs and searched him. Security guards who were patrolling the area recorded the detainment.
Alright. You've been arrested? No, never.
Yeah, back in the day.
What
But
have
I
you
was
been
just right here, like.
What have you been arrested for?
I was meth or stuff like that. Back in the day.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
No drug possession use or anything like that?
Paraphernalia the other day.
Alright. Do me a favor. Put your phone in your pocket.
Alright. I'm on your phone.
Hang up.
Hey, I gotta let you go. They're letting me. I don't know what they're gonna do. So I'll come to you.
Do you have a latex info?
No.
Is that latex info?
No.
Do me a favor. Put your hands on your head. You're not under arrest, but I do have to detain you.
Alright.
Alright, man. You got anything that's gonna poke me, stick me, stab me?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Alright. Do me a favor. Walk up to the hood of my car.
What you gonna want? He's being an asshole about it like that. Okay, he's gonna tell you that.
So, I mean, even these guys say that they know who you are and that you've done stuff like this before.
Like what? Right?
Put your legs straight.
Like this.
Legs straight.
Like, I've never done shit like that, and I never will. Like, that's ridiculous. He's just kind of like he's obligated, you know, he's an officer.
I mean, what does he have to gain from telling us that you're making threats against him?
I wasn't. He was the one saying all that.
2 days later, deputies with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office located and interviewed the citizen who had been detained.
Hey, he was being a little asshole, you know, like, and talking shit to me. Like,
that tall dude?
That one with the glasses?
Okay.
He was coming up to me all weird, like, really offending me. And, like, I was just explaining to him, well, I'm not gonna kick your ass, I'm just talking shit because you're talking shit, you know? And he put me in, he called the securities, and the securities pulled up, and the other guy pulled up, the other one that you're talking about, he pulled up and he put me in handcuffs. He was like, you got like a warrant or something, a warrant for your arrest and stuff. And I was just like, well, I don't know, write my name, do what you have to do. And he was just like being an asshole, checking my pockets, and he's like, you sure you don't have nothing else? If you put your hand, if he's like, I put my hand, he's like, put your hand behind your head after I uncuff you. He's like, if you flinch, I'm gonna ask this guy to tase you. You know, he was saying shit like that.
Okay.
And I was just like, alright, I just paid attention to what he told me, and he did all that. And he put me in handcuffs and stuff, and they let me go.
Did he ever identify himself? He never said, I'm a cop?
I asked him what had happened because I seen him in cuffs. I'm his roommate.
Oh, you were there too?
I seen him when they had him. He had his hands behind his back. He was cuffed, sitting on the curb. And I asked him, who are they? Because I thought it was security, because they don't have authority to. Because I thought it was them. He told me no, they're bail bonds. I was like, they get in trouble. They don't have authority to put you in cuffs.
Yeah. So he told you he had a warrant before you gave him your information?
Yeah.
And then did he ask you for your name and your date of birth and all that? You gave it to him, and then did he ever put you in the back of his car?
No, it was a truck.
Or his truck? Yeah. Did he?
An Explorer.
It was an Explorer?
No, it was an green one. Yes, it was. A green Explorer.
Okay.
Green Explorer.
Okay. Like, was it like this size?
No.
Or bigger?
It was just a regular caravan, like the regular one, the small one, you know.
But it was unmarked. It didn't have anything on it.
Nothing on it?
He didn't have his. Did he have red and blue lights on?
No, he just had like regular lights. In the
What was he
front.
wearing?
He was wearing like this jean, like this regular cargo pants and regular shirt, and he had a vest on.
He didn't look like law enforcement. He had a cap on too. Didn't he have a beard?
No, not that I know.
He was wearing a vest?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a vest like these?
Yeah.
But it was black.
Black?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it say anything on it? Did you notice anything on it?
It was, that's what I was looking for. I didn't see any kind of identifying marks.
Did you ever see a badge?
No.
So he never had a badge?
No.
He never identified himself as law enforcement?
No.
Did he ever say, I'm a bail bondsman?
No.
He never said anything?
No.
He immediately came up to you and told you to put your hands behind your back and put you in handcuffs?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel like you were free to leave at that point?
Not really. I didn't feel comfortable because he was kind of being an ass to me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't leave. They had him on the
Right.
in handcuffs sitting on the curb.
By being handcuffed and seated, did you feel like you were detained?
Yeah, pretty much. You're not detained right now, but you are arrested, like, right now.
So he had you in handcuffs. He told you you weren't detained,
Yeah.
but he said that you were under arrest.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Did he tell you his name or anything like that?
No.
Cameras right there on the side because they have it right on the side of their feet.
A few hours after speaking with the victim, in the early morning hours of August 22nd, 2022, the deputies located Mr. Harper and questioned him about the detainment.
Yeah. So I'm not sure exactly what had happened before Finian got on site because, the security guy was saying one thing, the other guy was saying another. But when we got on site, they were just going back and forth at it. Finian took over. I'm a recovery agent, so I gas tag that first ID to see if he wants a warrant to go to yes. They investigate had a misdemeanor warrant, and you guys shoot it. But I never called you guys, so I don't even know how you guys got involved.
MCSO showed up?
Yeah, MCSO showed up.
Okay.
So
And you said you ran that guy? How'd you run him?
I just called DPS, gave him their information.
Okay. And did you detain this guy at all?
I did for like a couple minutes.
Did you have to say you were a police officer or anything?
Nope, not at all.
No?
I clearly always say that I am a fugitive recovery. That is what I always say, no matter what. And I can show you my utilization of agent form and everything like that. So,
Who do you work for?
White Mountain Bail Bonds,
Where are they out of?
Chola.
No.
Yeah.
You work down here?
Yeah. I do all their like Phoenix, Glendale, Scottsdale, all of their like. If somebody lives down here, I basically pick them up down
So
here.
they do bonds out of Solo for people in here?
If you're like in Chola, they'll bond you out. Some people like say you're traveling from there from down here.
Or somebody goes up there and gets
Basically,
stupid,
yeah.
gets arrested?
Or they run down here to hide from us, something like that, anything like that. So I have absolutely no problem showing you guys all that. I make that very clear. Like,
How do you, if you were to come up to me, how would you introduce yourself officially?
I go, my name's Anthony Harper. I'm a fugitive recovery agent for the state of Arizona Department of Insurance. And that's exactly what I say every single time.
Now, I'm kind of new with the bail recovery thing. Do you guys, are you licensed in the state, or how's that work?
So we're registered. We're not really licensed.
Is it registered you personally, or is it like the bail bonds that you work for?
Me personally.
You personally.
So basically, the way that you do it is you fill out an application, get fingerprinted, they send that to the FBI. A couple weeks later, you either hear back from them that you got applied or got approved, didn't get approved. And then when you work for a bond company, they need to give you this form right here that basically says that they are utilizing you in the state of Arizona. No, I don't. And basically, it's got my name, my address, like everything like that. So basically, you guys can, or whoever can get a hold of us.
Okay, and Julie Hanson, that's who you work for? Or?
Yep.
Okay, the White Mountain?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's the one that's like bonded through the state.
Yeah. So she runs the whole company. I'm just a contractor. Basically.
Okay. And what all do you guys do as bail recovery guys?
So we pick up, like we pick up your guys' work sometimes. So here, I don't have my firearm or anything on me. Occasionally, the state will give us stuff like this. This guy was bonded out through the courts, but has missed court. So they asked us to pick him up, and I think that's actually one of your guys' works.
That's because he had a bond, right?
But it wasn't like bonded out like through a bond company. He just paid bail like straight up at the court because I think it was like $100.
So in order to pick somebody up, that you've got to have like 4 people.
Yeah, they have to. So when I'm out doing stuff like that with like the security guards and stuff, the only reason I would ever run somebody is to see if they have warrants. I don't ever go out and just arrest people for fun or anything like that. I mean, everything I do is in the purview of my job description.
Do you have a security guard license?
I don't.
For DPS?
I wasn't acting as a security guard.
Why were you hanging out with the FNE?
I was in the area that night looking for somebody. I spoke to a lieutenant that night too.
Yeah,
and I mean, I went up to him, I introduced myself, everything like that. But I was operating in the area because we were actually looking for this guy.
What was the dude doing that you detained?
I guess he was threatening the security guard out there.
Do you know what happened with that?
When I got on scene, he kept saying that the security guard, that he was trespassed from the Circle K before. The security guard did ask him to leave. And then I guess he called somebody while talking to the security guard, basically making threatening calls like, hey, this guy's gonna come do this or whatever. And then he kept saying the security guard was saying it, so it was like up in the air.
And how did you know something was going on?
Well, I was at the Q2 with security.
Oh, so you just...
Basically, I just
you
drove
rolled
over with
them?
Yeah.
And you were looking for somebody that skipped on a bond?
Let's go over here.
But it wasn't the guy that they were dealing with? You were just helping them out?
Basically.
How did you introduce yourself to...
Mr. Harper claims that he introduced himself to the citizen as a fugitive recovery agent, but the deputy informs him that he introduced himself as an officer. Now, this discussion is relevant to whether Mr. Harper committed the offense of impersonating a peace officer under Section 13-2411 of the Arizona Revised Statutes, which makes it a felony offense for an individual who does not have lawful authority to act as a peace officer to pretend to be a peace officer and engage in any conduct with the intent to induce another to submit to their pretended authority. Here, despite the fact that Mr. Harper is not a certified peace officer, he identified himself as, quote, Officer Harper with the state of Arizona, and he placed the citizen in handcuffs and searched him, conduct that mirrors a lawful arrest. However, the statute is not satisfied by the act of pretending alone, because it also requires that Mr. Harper engaged in his conduct with the intent to cause the citizen to submit to the authority that he was pretending to hold, rather than for some other reason. Under these facts, a court could conclude that his use of the title officer while restraining and searching the citizen reflected an intent to induce submission to a pretended law enforcement authority, particularly given the fact that the individual did, in fact, submit to handcuffing. A court that reached that conclusion would likely find the elements of impersonating a peace officer satisfied.
What authority do you have as a bail recovery agent to put somebody in handcuffs and restrain them and arrest them?
I never arrested him.
When you don't have the paperwork from the court for somebody that's...
I mean, that could easily be a citizen's arrest.
For what?
I mean, threatening remarks. That's a felony in Arizona.
Did you make a citizen's arrest?
No.
What authority did you have to restrain that guy?
I didn't. I guess you could say at the end of the day.
You didn't have any authority, did you?
I mean, I could detain somebody to run them, and that's what I did. I called DPS.
You can detain anybody to run them.
I could detain, basically making a
You
citizen's
can detain
arrest.
me to run me?
I mean, if you were committing like a felony or something, sure. If you were caught in a crime, why couldn't I like stop you?
What crime was he committing?
He was making definite threats.
What kind of threats?
He said that he was going to hurt the security officer.
How?
He just said he was going to hurt him. He didn't
When
say
did
how.
you hear though? What I'm asking.
What did I hear? Just
Yeah.
with the security officer.
So you heard some third-party information about it?
Yep.
You took it.
When the deputy asks what authority he had to restrain and handcuff the citizen, Mr. Harper suggests that his actions could be justified as a citizen's arrest based on threatening remarks that the citizen had allegedly made to the security guard. Section 13-3884 of the Arizona Revised Statutes recognizes only two circumstances in which a private individual may make an arrest. The first arises when the individual to be arrested commits, in the arresting individual's presence, either a misdemeanor amounting to a breach breach of the peace, or a felony. The second arises when a felony has, in fact, been committed and the arresting individual has reasonable grounds to believe that the individual to be arrested committed it. Neither circumstance was present here. A threat to cause physical injury is governed by Section 13-1202 of the Revised Statutes, which classifies the offense as a misdemeanor, unless the threat was made in retaliation for the victim reporting a crime, it was made by a criminal street gang member, or it was made to further a criminal street gang. Now, because none of those aggravating circumstances were present, the alleged remarks would at most constitute a misdemeanor. The felony basis for a citizen's arrest is therefore inapplicable. Now, individuals may also make citizen's arrest for misdemeanors that breach the peace and occur in the arresting individual's presence. But although Mr. Harper observed a dispute between the citizen and the security guard, a verbal dispute is not itself a criminal offense, and the threatening remarks were relayed to him by the security guard rather than witnessed firsthand. So with no felony committed and no qualifying misdemeanor occurring in his presence, a court would likely conclude that Mr. Harper was not authorized to make a citizen's arrest, and that his decision to detain the citizen exceeded the limited authority that Section 13-3884 affords a private individual.
If you're like in Show, they'll bond you out. Most of some people, like, say you're traveling from there or from down here.
Somebody goes up there and gets
Basically,
stupid,
yeah.
gets arrested.
Or they run down here to hide from us, something like that, anything like that. So I mean, I have absolutely no problem showing you guys all that. I make that very clear. Like,
How do you, like, if you were to come up to me, how would you introduce yourself officially?
I go, my name's Anthony Harper. I'm a fugitive recovery agent for the state of Arizona Department of Insurance. And that's exactly what I say every single time.
Now, do you, I'm kind of new with the bail recovery thing. Do you guys, like, are you licensed in the state, or how's that work?
So we're registered. We're not really licensed.
Is it registered?
Yeah, I can.
You personally, or is it like the bail bonds that you work for?
Me personally.
You personally.
So basically, the way that you do it is you fill out an application, get fingerprinted, they send that to the FBI. A couple weeks later, you either hear back from them that you got applied or got approved, didn't get approved. And then when you work for a bond company, they need to give you this form right here that basically says that they're utilizing you in the state of Arizona. Nah, I don't. And basically, it's got my name, my address, like everything like that. So basically, you guys can, or whoever can get a hold of us.
Okay, and Julie Hanson, that's who you work for? Or?
Yep.
Okay, the White Mountain?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's the one that's like wanted through the state.
Yeah. So she runs the whole company. I'm just a contractor. Basically.
Okay. And what all do you guys do as bail recovery guys?
So we pick up, like we pick up your guys' work sometimes. So here, I don't have my firearm or anything on me. Occasionally, the state will give us stuff
currently
like
work. However, footage that security guards recorded the previous night showed him displaying red and blue lights and describing a siren that he had recently installed.
I got the siren put in the other night. Dude, $20 from Amazon. But it wasn't like bonded out like to a bond company. He just paid bail like straight up in the court. This thing was like
Oh, nice.
Section 28-947 of the Arizona Revised Statutes states that a vehicle may not be driven on a highway with red or red and blue lights visible from the front of the vehicle, and any lights visible from the front of the vehicle must be amber or white. Now, while this restriction does not apply to an emergency vehicle or a vehicle used by a law enforcement officer for traffic control while working off-duty, the personal vehicle of a bail recovery agent would not fit into this exception. Additionally, the statute prohibits flashing lights on motor vehicles unless the vehicle is an authorized emergency vehicle, a school bus, or snow removal equipment, or unless the lights serve as warning lights on a disabled or parked vehicle or as turn signals. And it permits hazard warning lamps only in white or amber toward the front and amber or red toward the rear, which does not include blue in any position. The red lights that Mr. Harper shows the officers on the front of his vehicle fall squarely within the prohibition on forward-facing red lights, and the blue lights captured in the security footage are likewise unauthorized, as blue is not a permitted color for a private vehicle in any position. Additionally, Section 28-954 of the Revised Statutes prohibits equipping a vehicle with or using a siren except on an authorized emergency vehicle, which may sound it only when responding to an emergency or pursuing a suspected violator. This exception does not apply because Mr. Harper's vehicle is not an authorized emergency vehicle and he holds no law enforcement authority. Therefore, a court would likely conclude that equipping his private vehicle with these lights and a siren was unlawful.
Where do you get the radio from?
What was that?
Where do you have the radio from?
That's just a horn. An air horn.
That is?
Oh, no, that's just here.
So
It's just a programmable radio.
what do you use that for?
Fires?
Fires?
Yep.
Do you have a scanner or anything?
No, sir.
When was the last time your rear lights worked?
I don't know, a few weeks ago.
They didn't work earlier tonight? Not at all?
Nope.
Do you have any other gear in the car?
No, sir.
No? Where's your bail badge thing?
That's at home.
It's at home?
Yep.
Okay.
I have a picture to show you of it.
Do you have your ID?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Opinion said there was a siren too.
Okay.
A what?
Siren.
I'm gonna let you start taking over because I've been taking over.
Hold on.
When did you put your app in with Avondale?
What was that?
When did you put your app in with Avondale?
A few weeks ago. I just took the test.
How'd you do?
I passed.
You passed? How well did you pass? Because they rank everybody, you know.
I don't know. I think I barely made it.
Yeah. Is that what you got at home?
This one's mine right here.
Okay. Do you care if I
Nope.
look at it? Okay. So the one on the left?
Yep.
Okay. Where do you carry that when it's mounted on your stuff?
Just right here on my chest.
Right on your chest?
Yep.
Left side?
Yep.
Okay.
Clearly visible. I have not. That is scheduled
When's that?
a week and a half from today.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Ready to jump walls and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, I go out and fight fires. I hope I'm gonna
Sure.
send my kid.
You got your push-ups and sit-ups down and all that?
Yes, sir.
I don't even know what they do anymore, so. All right, give me just a minute. Let me talk with Deputy McCammon here. He doesn't. So that's all bullshit too? He has to have core paperwork for somebody to pick up.
Right. But shouldn't it all be through
That
the
doesn't-
one company he works for?
It should be
Shouldn't
through a
just be a
bond
random
company.
warrant that he's got in his possession?
That's my understanding, but to run people for warrants and stuff, he doesn't have any authority to do that. I mean, if he takes somebody into custody based on his authority as a bail bondsman, I'm sure he can run for warrants. But he doesn't have any authority to just go run any Joe Blow for a warrant. So his authority doesn't extend to what he was doing. And that guy doesn't have any warrants.
Yeah, and he's saying he had a misdemeanor.
Right? So I mean, even if we get the initial hit, we can detain and handcuff people, right? But in order to actually arrest them, transport them, book them, we've got to confirm they got the warrant. So we can't even do what he's doing, just running up on people and detaining them, playing security guard when he doesn't have a security guard license. All right.
The deputy explains that Mr. Harper, as a bail recovery agent, has no authority to detain a citizen that he encounters at random in order to check for warrants. Under Section 20-340 of the Arizona Revised Statutes, a bail bond is an agreement that allows someone who has been arrested to be released while their case is pending in exchange for a guarantee that they will show up to court and follow the court's orders. Now, a bail bond agent is the individual who executes or countersigns the bond and is compensated for that service. Section 13-3885 of the Revised Statutes defines a bail recovery agent, which is the capacity in which Mr. Harper was acting, as someone that a bail bond agent hires to help bring a specific defendant back to court, which can include locating and apprehending that defendant. And even then, the power to arrest exists only for the purpose of surrendering the defendant. A surety can empower a recovery agent to make that arrest, but only through written authority attached to a certified copy of the bond, and the agent cannot carry out an apprehension at all without written authorization from a licensed bail bond agent. The statute also forbids a recovery agent from wearing or displaying any badge or insignia suggesting that they are an officer of the state. The authority is therefore tied to one particular defendant on one particular bond, and it gives a recovery agent no power over the general public. Accordingly, because the citizen that Mr. Harper detained was not the subject of any bond that he was authorized to enforce, and Mr. Harper did not have written authorization permitting an apprehension, a court would almost certainly conclude that Mr. Harper had no lawful authority to detain the citizen.
Just, what are you thinking, man?
I think it's strange. I didn't even know that you could do what it seems like he's talking about, like independent contracting.
What?
What it sounds like to me that he's saying is like independent contracting for everything. I didn't even know that you could independent contract yourself as a firefighter, as a bail bond, as an agent, and an officer. It's just it's a lot.
And I think
I said the same thing to him. I'm like, he's doing, like you said, things that we don't even have authority to do. You can't just go around and put handcuffs on people.
So what are you thinking about the impersonating?
I think it's possible he's doing some things out of his scope of practice, I would say.
So how about we do this?
Us as certified peace officers can't just drive around in a personal vehicle with a test
Exactly.
drive.
Exactly. But
Can't do that.
if you had lights and stuff in your car, you are the cops and you could do it. You're not going to last very long with your employer because that's going to be killing policy.
The way the law's
You
written,
could you could do it legally. Just stupid idea. How about we do this? Mirandize him. Go over with him his introduction to that guy. Putting the guy in handcuffs. All of that again. And then I think you guys know what I'm thinking. What are you guys thinking? So I think he takes a ride for impersonating and false imprisonment. So just go hit him with that and ask him those questions again, and then we'll go from there.
I don't have a camera, so you want to stand close?
You don't have what?
I don't have a camera. My camera went dead.
Your camera died?
I think Pipes is on too, but I got you. Mine's gonna die here in a few.
And I'm going to try to keep my nose out of it and just let you handle things.
Oh, I appreciate it. All right, just to cover all our asses, I'm going to read you your Miranda rights. Okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney during questioning. If you're not a court attorney, one will be appointed for you. Do you understand the terms? Yes, sir. All right, can you give me a rundown again? What happened that night?
Yes, sir. I was driving around, and I was met with the security. So, first of all, there was a stalled vehicle right in the intersection. I'd originally called you guys for that. And the QT lady came by, and we met the security. They helped us push the car in. At which point we started talking with the security. They recognized that I was bail, and then drove around with them for a little bit. Then they got the thing to Circle K. Went to Circle K. ran the guy, and then you guys were out there. Introduced myself to the LT, and that was about it.
What about detaining that guy?
I did detain him for a few minutes.
And again, what did you tell him when you detained him?
That I was Officer Harper instead of I should have said the bail thing. And that was like my mistake, like completely. I was not trying to impersonate nobody or anything like that. It was just my mind is moving really quickly, and that was completely my fault.
Do you remember saying that, or is that just what I told you what I saw?
No, I now remember saying it. I didn't remember. I just woke up when you guys called because I was literally like my alarm was set for 5:15 and my car's like packed up. I was like straight to Yarnell. So
Okay. Again, what gives you the right to detain anybody?
So it was my understanding, and I've spoken to Glendale, Phoenix since I moved back down here from Cholo, that if I like deem it necessary to like detain somebody, and I can give you the sergeant's name that I spoke to in Glendale, I can give you the people I spoke to in Phoenix. As long as I call you guys, if I make any sort of arrest or anything like that, and I call DPS to verify like once, it's all I verify. And that is completely in my purview to verify if an individual has a warrant.
Who do you call at DPS?
The warrants division. Yep. And I tell them who I am, and they, all right, what's their information? All right, give me a second. Okay, no warrants, or yes, they have warrants. And then if they have warrants, if you guys aren't any out there, I'll call you guys out, call Phoenix out, call Glendale out, call whoever out, just so that they can verify that, hey, this is you guys would end up taking over at the end of the day. So.
Do you have a badge number or anything you give them? Or
Yes, 24701.
24701?
Yes, sir.
That's your bail badge?
Yes,
bail
sir.
bond badge number?
Yes, sir. I mean, I've called you guys out plenty of times. I'm sure you can go through the recordings and hear exactly what I say when I call you guys. Like I just booked, or had you guys just book somebody at ITR last week.
Okay.
So.
And how does the whole warrant with the bonds company, because I'm not familiar with that either. Can you just look for any warrant?
So I don't choose my warrants.
Okay. How do you get your warrants?
They choose my warrants. They send me the information.
Does the bond company do it? Or how do they get it?
Either from the courts or from the state.
So if they don't give you any information on who has a warrant, you just take it upon yourself to go patrol and look for people?
I drive around. I don't really stop anybody. Like incidents like that night, sure, I mean, I'm Missouri there. I can run them. I don't see...
Why can you run them?
Because it's like in my purview. I can verify if people have warrants or not.
What purview? You just said that they assign you your warrants, so you know who you're looking for.
But
so
I can also still verify if people still have warrants. Like, say I was just talking with somebody and they gave me their name. I can always be like, hey, dude, just have a warrant. And I could just be walking down the street and get somebody's name. I mean, I can always verify, like, if somebody's got a warrant or not. That is, like, strictly anything to do with warrants is, like, and, like, I mean, I contact the warrants division for you guys, the warrants division for Phoenix. Like, I make it very known, like, what I'm doing, just so it's, like, not this whole confusion thing.
So that guy that just rode by on his bicycle, if you wanted to, you could stop him, detain him, and run him for warrants?
I'm not going to stop him.
Because I can't, and he can't do that. So why can you do that?
I'm not going to sit there and stop him. So,
well, I'm just asking you.
The way that I have to always explain this.
What was the crime that was committed that night that gave you reasonable suspicion or probable cause to detain that person and run him for warrants?
He was making definitely threats to the security guard. And
Did you hear those?
Like, what?
Did you hear those?
No, but
where's your probable cause?
That would be my probable cause.
How?
Because the security guard was saying that he was making death threats.
What was he doing when you got there?
Arguing with the security guard?
Did you hear any death threats?
No, I just heard.
Is it a crime to get into an argument?
No.
He wasn't even on QT's property.
He
was in the alley.
Yeah.
When you detained him, he was in the alley, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't on QT's property.
Yeah.
So where's the crime? Or Circle K. And then another thing that I heard you say is that you have the right to detain somebody as long as you call law enforcement first. So after you put the handcuffs on that guy and you told him he was detained, did you call us?
No. Like called DPS.
You called DPS to run him.
Yeah.
Did you call them to tell him that you had
I called
him
DPS
detained?
and told him that I was out with somebody.
Did you tell them that he was detained and that you needed an officer to come out here
I
and help?
told him he was detained. I didn't say that I needed an officer.
Do you see the issues?
Yes. And
You were acting as a police officer, am I right?
No, I was acting as a bail enforcement officer.
You introduced yourself as an officer. You detained somebody without specifying that you were not a police officer. So, do you think it's reasonable that this person believed that you were a police officer at that time? Do you think that he felt like he was free to leave from your custody at that time?
30.
Sorry.
Give me a minute.
I didn't mean to step on your
No,
toes.
you're good. Let's talk for a minute. I think this is over my baby head here.
What was that?
I can kind of understand where this guy's coming from, but I kind of understand that he's fucking a lot of things up too.
Well, it sounds to me like he committed a crime.
They were just like,
And it sounds to me like he knows he committed a crime.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're looking?
I mean, that's where I'm leaning, but I would definitely verify with Sarge. This is a.
Well, that's Sarge's idea too.
Oh, that's what he thinks. I'm on board. If he agrees, then I mean, he dug his own grave. He told us everything. So.
Right. Alright. We good?
Mhm.
Alright.
You don't have your weapon with you, right? It's not in the car. Your firearm.
Nope.
You have any other weapons in the car?
Nope.
Anything on you at all?
Nope.
All right. Go ahead and turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
What am I being arrested for?
Unlawful detainment and impersonating a police officer.
Is there any way to just get a ticket?
Mr. Harper was arrested, and on August 24th, 2022, he was charged with 1 count of impersonating a peace officer and 1 count of unlawful imprisonment. He reached a plea agreement, and on September 6th, 2022, he pleaded guilty to impersonating a peace officer, and the unlawful imprisonment count was dismissed. Mr. Harper was sentenced to probation. Overall, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office deputies get an A for methodically building their investigation by interviewing the detained citizen before confronting Mr. Harper, for giving Mr. Harper a full and fair opportunity to explain the authority that he claimed, and for correctly recognizing that his conduct exceeded any authority that he held before making a lawful arrest. The deputies first located and interviewed the citizen who had been detained, establishing how Mr. Harper had presented himself and what he had done before they ever approached him, which gave them a factual foundation against which to measure his account. And when they located Mr. Harper, they allowed him to explain at length how he introduced himself, what training he claimed, and why he believed he could detain and search a citizen, letting his own statements define the scope of his conduct rather than acting on assumption. As he described what he had done, the deputies correctly recognized that a bail recovery agent has no power to detain a random individual, that no valid citizen's arrest had taken place, and that his use of the title officer while restraining and searching the citizen amounted to impersonation, and their arrest was supported by probable cause that was drawn from his own admissions and the recorded footage. I commend the deputies for the patience and precision of an investigation that allowed the facts to develop fully before any action was taken, and for grounding the arrest in Mr. Harper's own account of what had occurred. Mr. Harper gets an F for impersonating a peace officer while handcuffing and searching a citizen, detaining that citizen without any lawful authority to do so, and for equipping and operating a private vehicle with emergency lights and a siren that is reserved for authorized emergency vehicles. Mr. Harper identified himself to the citizen as an officer with the state of Arizona while placing him in handcuffs and searching him, and the law forbids pretending to be a peace officer and engaging in conduct that's meant to make another submit to that pretended authority. By announcing himself as an officer and then carrying out what looked like a formal arrest, he led the citizen to submit to an authority that he did not hold, and the citizen confirmed he believed that he was dealing with a genuine officer. His role as a bail recovery agent gave him authority only over a specific defendant named on a bond that he was authorized to enforce, and only with written authorization, neither of which existed, because the citizen that he detained was simply someone that he came across rather than a defendant that he had been hired to apprehend. He also outfitted his personal vehicle with red and blue lights and a siren, equipment that the law reserves for authorized emergency vehicles, and that configuration only reinforced the false impression that he was a law enforcement enforcement officer. This interaction highlights just how easily the appearance of police authority can be assembled from a title, a set of handcuffs, and a set of emergency lights, and why the law confines both the authority to detain and the symbols that signal that authority to those who are legally permitted to wield it.